Mark II Toyota Supra. My name is Marcus, and you're watching Roads Untraveled. Get this out of the way really quickly. This is not a fast car. Right now we are in a second generation Toyota Supra, or as Toyota called it when it came out, the Celica Supra. So that's what the badges say. Generally, we've been focusing on kind of the higher horsepower stuff, and Supras and Skylines especially. Now this does have an inline six. It's got the 5M. It's got 150 horsepower, 145 pound-feet of torque, all sent back to the rear wheels. Okay, so here's the deal. We shot a Mark III Supra. Dwayne's Mark III Supra, 1,000 horsepower at the wheels, crazy build. We filmed that, okay? We're going to be filming a Mark IV Supra. Spoilers, but a Mark IV Supra is coming. So before we do that, I kind of figured, why don't we take a look at what made the Supra the Supra? So we went back even further, 1982. Everything about this car is extremely 80s. Now, in North America, there were two different models of the Mark II Supra. Basically, you had the quote-unquote luxury model, so complete leather interior and a digital gauge display, kind of like a C4 Corvette would have. This isn't like that. This is the performance edition. So you look at the outside, it's got the fender flares, which the other model does not, and it has the analog gauges and everything. So apart from that, they're identical in like under the hood and chassis and engine and all that. They're pretty much identical. So as you've noticed, this one is an automatic. It's not a manual, which boo-hoo, right? But it's bone stock, which is really cool. Except for, as you can hear, that exhaust in the back, which is droney, extremely droney, just drones all the time. So for a car with only 150 horsepower, it has 245s on the rear and 215s in the front. So it's got a staggered setup right now. That's aftermarket, that's not stock. But this thing grips. I mean, 245s on a car with 150 horsepower, that back end is not going anywhere, at least in the dry. Maybe in the wet, you can squeeze a little oversteer out, a couple drifts here and there, but in the dry, you're not going anywhere. You're just hugging the road, which is, I mean, really cool. The car only weighs 3,100 pounds, and I say only weighs because later generation Supras, especially the Mark IV, are a little bit heavier. This was kind of the beginning of Toyota's GT car. I mean, the Supra, that's what it is. It's a GT car. It's got a longer hood up front. It's got the long inline six, and out back, rear-wheel drive, back seats. It's very comfortable. I've been told the seats in this car are original Recaro seats. What I noticed right when I got in the car was they're extremely comfortable. The bolstering is all adjustable for 1982. I mean, come on, that's pretty good, right? 150 horsepower. See what it feels like. It feels like 150 horsepower. That's what it feels like. And there's 100K. What I originally thought of the steering was, I didn't think it had power steering actually. But it turns out it does have power steering. It's just extremely heavy. You get quite a bit of road feel actually. But the thing is, on center, there's definitely like a little bit of play. It does have some body roll. You feel the weight of the car, I feel like, more than you actually feel the suspension kind of swaying side to side. Aftermarket springs and a smaller steering wheel. I think just those two things alone would go a long way in making this car handle, I mean, better than it already does. In terms of the looks of these cars, it's 100% 80s. Obviously, you look at this, in all reality, it doesn't look that much different than a Mark III. I mean, the change between the Mark III Supra and the Mark IV Supra is immense. The change between the Mark II and the Mark III, not so much. I think the fender flares on the Mark II really make this car stand out. But it's a very specific look that these 80s cars have, and if you don't appreciate the look of the pop-up headlights and the really angular, trying to look futuristic look, then I don't think you're going to appreciate this. So there's one thing to drive a car with a shit ton of horsepower. Take our recent video on an 800 horsepower R32 Skyline GTR. Sure, that's one thing. There's another thing to drive a car with 150 horsepower and really push it to the limits. Basically drive with momentum. Like through these corners, you've really got to keep your speed. Got to keep everything consistent. You got to pick your line. Basically the biggest thing. Pick your braking points, pick your line. And if you're in a manual, pick your shifting points. But it's a fun car to drive. There's no escaping that. That's the most important thing out of any sports car, in my opinion, is the car fun to drive? And the answer to this is yes. You go in a straight line, might not be, but I mean, for less than $2,000, pick one of these up. I mean, it's a good bargain in my opinion. Automatic transmission, yes, but still grippy as hell and fun as hell to drive. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This was a quick review on a Mark II Supra, getting prepped for our future Mark IV Supra video or videos coming up, so look forward to that. Go check out our website. That'll be launched very soon. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, and subscribe on YouTube. Tell your friends about the channel. Yeah, let us know in the comment section what you think of this car, what you think we should shoot next, basically, any suggestions like that. Have a nice day. We'll see you guys next video.